Hi, I'm back. My hair is short now and I have a baby now. I haven't vlogged since week 24 and now I have a child. If you want... Hi. If you want to hear my birth story, comment or send me a message, tell me that you want to hear the birth story. But I was thinking we could do a video just to kind of catch you up on the last 2 months. Zane is going to be 7 weeks in a few days, so I can tell you what we've been up to. For starters, Zane was born November 12th. He was born at 7:20 and he was a preemie. He was born at 32.6, which is 32 weeks, 6 days, and 7 weeks. So he's 7 weeks, but his due date was January 1st, 2019. So he has his age, which is 7 weeks, and then he's gonna have his adjusted age, which preemies have 2 different ages that they go by, which is their normal age and then their adjusted age. So his adjusted age will start at his due date. So he is still negative a few days, like negative a week, I guess. So he's still in the red. Basically it's for developmental and size purposes. So he is 7 weeks, but he's really like smaller than a normal newborn would be at this point. Right? Yeah. So Zane spent 3 weeks in the NICU, and if I do a birth story, I'll talk more about the NICU and all of that. For now, we'll leave it at that, but he was in NICU for 3 weeks, and then he got to come home, exactly 3 weeks old, and he was, I think he was like around 5 pounds when he came home, so he was a little baby, tiny. And the first few days having him home were really, really hard for me. I definitely had a lot of postpartum anxiety, which I didn't really know that was a thing, but it is a thing and it's very common, and I know for preemie moms it's even higher likely that you get it just because of your circumstances, I guess. And so honestly, the first few days and nights were so hard for me because when you see your baby hooked up to a ton of wires, and Zane was even on a ventilator at one point, you know, all the things. You see your baby looking so tiny and going through so much that they're not supposed to go through. It's hard for you to get that image out of your mind. And so anything Zane would do, you know, if he'd make a weird noise, really any noise at all, I would jump, like looking, you know, I couldn't even sleep. I felt like if I fell asleep, something bad would happen to Zane, and I wouldn't be there to help him. I felt like, what if he would die in the middle of the night when I was asleep? What if he would choke and I'd be asleep? All the things, I cannot even say all the things that went through my mind. Just so much stress and so much anxiety. Thankfully, you know, I talked to my sister a lot about it, and she was super understanding, and just talking about it helped a lot because it made me feel like the things I was thinking and feeling were not completely crazy. It's super common and something that a lot of moms feel. We have definitely improved. I still have moments where those thoughts will kind of come back. Not much. We've really improved a lot. We've prayed a lot, and I have really let go of control and given it to God, because otherwise I will just drive myself insane. There's no other way around it. Is you just have to rely on God and just trust that Zane is in his hands, and that's it. So that sounds really simple, but it's really helped a lot. And we've been getting more sleep because me literally just praying and releasing Zane in God's hands has really allowed me to get rest, to get sleep. Of course, you know, I have a newborn, so I don't get much sleep. And I know people say sleep when the baby sleeps. But it's really weird when it's daytime and it's super bright outside. Like, my brain switches to awake mode, and it's like impossible for me to fall asleep. It's just, I've always been that way. Once it's daytime, like, I cannot sleep. It's just really hard for me to sleep once I'm awake. So I get sleep at night. Thankfully, my husband is so helpful, and he helps with Zane so much. Whenever we got home with Zane, Josh was off for the first week, and then he had to go back to work for 1 week, so I was alone with Zane for a whole week. Terrifying. That was so scary. Probably the scariest time of my life. But we survived. Every day I was like, well, I kept the baby alive one more day, and I stayed alive one more day. Sometimes that's all you can hope for. And so we survived. Josh had been off the last like 2.5 or 3 weeks for the holiday, and the holidays have been super hectic. We've been so busy. It's really, really hard having a newborn and then having to juggle all of the Christmases, trying to see the family, trying to be understanding that people want to see your baby, but at the same time, you know, we have boundaries. So we have done all the Christmases. We have let family come and see Zane. We've taken Zane to see family. Zane is still not ready to see friends yet, just because he's so tiny. He hasn't even gotten his shots yet, so we are waiting on that, especially because he's a preemie. His immune system is going to be a little bit lower than a normal newborn, so we aren't ready for that quite yet. And thankfully, all of the friends that have asked to see Zane, they've been super understanding that it's just not time yet, but it will be hopefully soon. Zane has just lit up my world. I've never wanted kids, and honestly, I still am like, like, I still talk. I'm like, Josh, if we ever have kids, and I'm like, oh wait, no, we have a kid. That's really weird. But I'm not really like a mom person. Just as the motherly instinct, never had it. And I just want you to know, if that's you, if you don't want kids, if you feel like you want to just be able to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, you don't want to have to get a babysitter or anything like that, don't worry. Like, that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with you. If you just don't have that motherly instinct and you don't want kids, do whatever you want. Like, it is perfectly fine if you don't want kids. Like, I know that used to be a thing where if you're a woman, then you need to have children. Girl, you do you. If kids are not in your future, you just don't see it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. Live your life. That is perfectly fine. I know that is me. That was me. And that sometimes still is me, where I'm like, I don't see myself being a mom. Like, this is just weird. I never wanted this. And it's just strange. But thankfully, God has so much grace. And while this life is not one that I would have picked for myself, we're here now, and I think that God has just been able to show me that there's more love inside of me than I had ever thought. And the way that I love Zane, it's so big. Like, I can't even describe how much I love this little guy. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've seen Zane every single day for the last 7 weeks, because all I post is about Zane. But he's so cute. I just cannot. So anyway, that's kind of the update on things so far. There's so much more I could say, like about things he likes, things he doesn't like. We're learning so much about each other that it's ridiculous. But anyway, if you want to see my birth story, let me know below. I'd like to still do vlogs, so I could maybe do another vlog about, you know, Zane's first 2 months and on the things that I've learned about being a first-time mom. Whatever. Let me know if you want to see videos. Let me see what you want. Let me know what you want to see. And his hat fell off, but he's still cute. He's about to wake up to eat, so I better go before hell breaks loose. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of the support. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!